All right.
You know what? I feel like there's a lot of songs that don't really fully capture the modern day market. Now here, get what I'm saying here. You know how let's think back to some truck commercials. You know how there'd be a big truck grizzling through the mud, and then they'd play some like triumphant Bob Seger song that he's singing to make like, sort of 40-year-old women with perms get a little excited about the thought of what younger Bob Seger would be like,
Yeah, I'm excited about what old Bob Seger's like.
And then they're using it to sell some trucks. You think he still sells,
Bob
sells
Seger.
a good truck? You think he's like Montel Jordan? You think he's still out there doing it? Selling trucks Friday night?
I guarantee Bob Seger's vehicle has like really good low end torque. You know what I mean? Like I guarantee he's just like hauling ass. He's dragging things he doesn't even need to drag. He's just like hooking things up and like, hey, you're Bob Seger. What are you doing at this construction site? He's like, load it up, boys. I don't know how Bob Seger talks, but he's like, load her up. And then they just dump a bunch of shit in the back of his truck and he just drives off with like 2 yards of gravel. like the boss is like, hey, Bob Seger stole another 2 yards of gravel. And the guy operating the thing's like, he gets me every time, man. I can't help it.
You know what he's saying as he's driving away?
I could go east, I could go west. It's all up to me to decide. Was it that?
No, I was going to go something a little bit more generic. I'm like, roll me away. That's about it.
A little more generic from the exact same song.
Yeah. It was the same song. Oh, man.
Here's what I'm wondering. He's
driving away with his window open. You busted.
So there's a lot of songs about trucks. You know, the cowboy hat crowd, they're all singing about their trucks. Do you know what they're not doing?
Uh-huh.
With their truck songs? Getting into Chevy ads. So here's my thing.
The song can't be about trucks in order for
it can't be about trucks. If the song was called Like a Truck, I don't think Bob Seger would have gotten any truck commercials out of it.
just an entire song about low end torque, and just like hauling things, and the iconography of the song is just basically the same thing as like a Viagra ad too. Like they exist in the same universe. Like a truck. Oh, need a dick pill.
I was hauling lots of things. Do you want? So I've just gotten on this "Everyone's Stupid But Me" bandwagon. So
okay.
I have I drive a coupe, a small coupe. But I've put down.
I think you just say coupe.
That's a coupe. I've put down the back seats. I folded them down. Make my car a little more like a truck. It's a truck now. And I was just like, wow, everyone's stupid but me. You can just put the seats down and make the car like a truck. It's like I have a truck, but it's a car.
Yeah.
But how many yards of mulch can you throw in the back of your coup?
I'll tell you what.
I haven't tried that. I'm more of a lumberman.
I'll tell you what. Everyone is also stupid but me because I did the same thing with my minivan.
Oh, that's even more like a truck.
It's definitely like a truck, man. Where I just like put all that gravel in the back, unsecured gravel, just in the back of my minivan. Oh, nothing makes me feel more proud to be an American.
Yeah.
As
you drive away, you're like, working on my night moves. And that foreman's like, what the hell, Jeff? Stop giving strangers yards of gravel. This isn't free.
How did you even scoop it in there? There's a top to that truck.
I worked for a half an hour to help that guy.
Shoveling.
So here's the thing. I think that there's a hot market for really thinking ahead. You don't need a song to be a blistering hit to make a lot of money off of it. You ever listen to that Who's about? Next There? And they got the song, it comes on right after Babbo O'Reilly. It's very inspiring. And then they have it's just a song that goes, I call it a bargain.
Yeah,
Like,
is that the
decidedly
second one?
not a hit song, but
What's the second song?
sold a
Is it
lot of
Bargain?
cars.
I think it's Bargain, right?
Yeah, it's Bargain.
Yeah.
They sold a lot of cars with that
okay.
Bargain song. Like, thinking ahead, thinking I'm going to sell this song for a commercial. Now, that one's a little on the nose. But Bob Seger changing Like a Truck to Like a Rock 30 years in advance? Brilliant.
Well, I think if you're doing that, you need to have kind of a general Americana vibe. Like, I think that's where you're getting at, and that's kind of like the pervasive theme. It's like, they chose these songs to be, in these commercials because they, it's like, what's an American gonna do? What's a guy that knows what the value of work, right? A guy that has worked through a pair of gloves. What's he listen to, right? And the answer is Bob Seger. So, you just need to do what, like make a working man's song, That's
Here's
the
the
idea.
thing,
song
Pat.
Working Man.
Here's the thing. My hands are decidedly
rough.
uncalloused, and the song Working Man's already been made. But I was thinking that maybe, listen, there's a lot of money to be made from, maybe a more
Advertising?
a less rugged type of man. They got a lot of disposable income in targeted advertising.
You're saying like you want to make a song that's like almost like a truck?
I'm
Like
saying a
a
song that's almost like a truck, but that will not appeal to a tough guy at all. I want it to
Right,
appeal
because
to
there's a
someone.
lot
You got it.
less.
Like a cock.
Yeah, like a cuck.
So yeah,
You had
pretty
an
much like
opinion,
that.
but you kept it to yourself.
But it's gotta
like
be-
a cuck.
It's gotta be. It can't be that on the nose.
Yeah, you're right.
I gotta
Yeah.
change the
Yeah.
word. Bob Seger. He wrote Like a Truck. He toured with it for years. It was part of that
Yeah,
early
right.
discography that he threw out because he didn't want to be associated with it anymore. He just wanted to get the willies off for a bunch of middle-aged women in perms pining for their
Yeah.
lost youth,
Yeah. No one pines for their lost youth like someone in a perm.
It's true. Watch these old videos of Bob Seger. It's all just women in perms pining for lost youth. And Bob
Yeah,
Seger.
and they're already young in the videos because it's from the '80s. The ones you're watching.
Yeah, but they look old with those perms.
Yeah.
You
They
ever
were
hear
pining
that,
for a different haircut.
You ever hear that Weird Al song, the truck driving song?
How's it go? Let's just listen to Weird Al this whole time.
Oh, I'd love to. I listened to that New York Times expose they did. Not expose, just like, retrospect podcast they did on Weird Al. I listened to that this
Yeah.
week. It was great. It was great. Found out where
Yeah.
the name Weird Al came from. It was just like a name that people in his college dorm used to make fun of him, and he was like super shy and awkward. They just called him Weird Al. And
It's a
then
pretty good name.
And he just kept it. Yeah. It was great. Great story.
Yeah.
Taking back, hitting the bullies back, real it's a real George McFly type story. But anyway, this is it's a deep Weird Al cut, but it's like the truck driving song. It's like very like I'm driving a truck, driving a big old truck. But like the whole song is like, starts with like him being like real manly, but then you find out he's like very effeminate. And he's just like, I'm driving my truck with my high heels on. And like the whole song is like, it's tough to watch the road and I'm still waiting for my nails to dry. It's
Pretty good.
It's a pretty good one. Yeah, it's a good classic switcheroo. I haven't listened to it in a long time, so I don't know if he's if it's just a woman driving the truck or if it's just if it's a guy who's doing all this effeminate stuff, but I don't remember, so I have to re-listen to it. But
Funnier if it's a guy.
Yo, yeah, man, cross-dressing still funny. All
Yeah.
Bosom Buddies still number one on the charts for TV shows every year.
Yeah.
Yeah. White Chicks won 5 Oscars last year.
Yeah, the weird thing is it won last year. The rough year for the Oscars when they're nominating a movie from like 2010.
Do you think
But
they can
it
go
is a
back
good movie.
and get retroactive with it? Can we have like a
they can-
retroactive Oscars